Welcome to ETAuto Big Byte. Today we have none other than Mr. R.S. Kalsi, the Executive Director of India's largest car company, Maruti Suzuki. Q1 we have seen there has been little sluggish, only few company reported positive sales. When do you see really market picking up in passenger vehicle segment in India?
Well, I would like to say that we have done well in Q1.
Yeah, Maruti Suzuki was one of the company which went into positive, rest were in negatives.
Yes. So point here is that one has to see the market in the long term. Maybe there could be some fluctuations on a quarter-to-quarter basis. Now moving forward, I see a very optimistic scenario because monsoon has been good, and also certain policies which government had formulated, those have been implemented. Now GST is having a smooth transition from the earlier tax regime to the new tax regime, which will have its own benefits as we move forward. It will bring in a lot of efficiencies in the logistics, in the movement of vehicles, in the movement of parts as well. So certainly the subsequent quarters should exhibit better growth for the industry as well.
Post GST we have seen you have also brought down the cost of your vehicle. How much it is going to add to your numbers in the full financial year? Apart from that, we see that there are some states which is levying another extra tax over GST. How do you justify that, and do you think that will have a negative impact on that bullishness that we had because of the GST?
I think this is very important because if government has rationalized the taxes and whatever reduction is there on certain models on account of GST, we have immediately passed it on to the customer. Now important parameter here is that the state government should not now levy additional taxes which will nullify the effect of this price reduction. So end customer should get benefited, and government should actually keep a close watch on that there are no additional taxes levied at the state level or at the city level. So certainly auto industry is a price sensitive industry. With the reduction in prices, the market should definitely look up.
So how do you see actually, if you look at the full financial year, what is your prediction for growth? Do you think we'll be able to touch double digit as an industry? And Maruti, I am sure, will do much better than the industry. That's what you have said in the past. Do you stick to that point still?
Well, we are confident about double digit growth for Maruti Suzuki. And as far as industry is concerned, I think a lot depends on how others perform, what kind of products they bring in, and what kind of customer experience they give. So there are many factors. So it's difficult for me to talk how others are going to perform. We are confident that we will do double digit growth.
Nexor has been very good step for you to establish Maruti Suzuki as premium brand. So do you think it was a deliberate attempt to set up Nexor so that the premium brand image that you were trying to build for quite some time, how much successful you think you have been in this direction? And you have said that 15% market share you wish to have from Nexor. You have already achieved that. So what is your next target for that, for Nexor?
Well, there is a certain premiumization of the market which is happening. So our new age customers who have much wider exposure to the global experiences, they are much more aspirational. So we had to come out with a premium channel for them, and Nexor is the answer to the needs of the new generation customers who look forward to a different kind of retail buying experience. So we have been successful in creating that kind of experience for the customers. And moving forward, I would like to say that already we have clocked more than 300,000 vehicles under Nexor channel, and 15% of our sales in the long run should come from our Nexor channel.
What would be the product distribution Nexor versus your core channel? What would be the divide? Currently you have 4 products in
Yes,
Nexor.
today we have 4 products. We started with S-Cross, then we added Baleno, and then we added Ignis there. Now point here is that we calibrate the products with respect to customer profiles. So we have products lined up for our Maruti Suzuki channel as well as Nexor channel. So before launching, we do a detailed market research and see what kind of customer profile would be fitting into that particular product, and accordingly we decide that whether we should position that product in our Nexor channel or in Maruti Suzuki channel.
You had micro hybrid vehicles, and GST suddenly came in and it put it in a very negative light when they levied higher tax on hybrid. So how do you look at this? There is a review lined up for rates, GST rates. What is your expectation from government and how do you see it?
Well, at the moment it's a setback because duties on these hybrid vehicles have been put at par with the luxury vehicles. But at the same time, we feel that hybrid vehicles is a starting step moving towards government's long-term vision of electric vehicles. So it's a bridge actually, they're moving in that direction because we have to start manufacturing the batteries here, certain investments would be involved. Smart hybrid is actually a step in that direction. So we have made our plea to the government and requested GST Council to have a review and let's hope for the best.
Does it change your plan for bringing more hybrid, micro hybrid vehicles? Maruti Suzuki is working on electric vehicle. How far have you reached on that? When do we expect you to be ready? Because the government is also targeting 2030. That is quite quick to be complete electric vehicle. Even European countries are not betting for that kind of quickness in terms of bringing all electric vehicle in the country.
Well, we are working in that direction, but point here is that going in for electric vehicles involves huge investment in terms of say battery plants and in terms of infrastructure as well. So both should match. The investments which OEMs have to put in or the suppliers have to put in, they should get some sort of a confidence that okay, yes, there would be certain market, there would be volumes. For that, the duty structure for the hybrid vehicles has to be reviewed first, so that step by step we proceed in that direction and the investors get a confidence that yes, they can set up the plants for electric vehicles and also the infrastructure for charging facilities. There are a lot of work needs to be done. Our point here is that at the moment government should encourage smart hybrid vehicles which do not require charging. So during this time the say battery production can start and we can have a this thing localization plan and costs can be brought down and certainly the costs which work out to be today on electric vehicles are very high and customers may not be willing to pay that kind of price for those vehicles. So important step is to encourage the localization at this stage by encouraging the smart hybrid vehicles and then step by step we should move into that direction.
So do you think we will be able to achieve that 2030 target that the NITI Aayog report suggests?
Let's see, there are so many stakeholders, government being the major stakeholder and they have to work towards the appropriate say duty structure so that the pricing becomes affordable for the customers. Also government has to work towards creating that kind of infrastructure for charging of these vehicles. So there are a number of factors, not just the OEMs. There has to be a proper plan from the government side as well. In this
coming back to rural market, we have seen sluggishness there. Do you see any sign of recovery and when do we expect that market to pick up?
Well, rural market should pick up because we are having a good monsoon and in fact it's very pleasant outside, still raining and entire country is getting a good monsoon. So with this we look forward to a great agricultural crop in the say third quarter. So demand should pick up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kalsi.
Thank you.
For talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.